Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the European crossover webinar. And as you can see, we're seeing a bit of a rally here in the NASDAQ. Certainly come off of these lows here and pushing above here. Actually, I was expecting potentially we may have seen this move before the close. And I referenced about maybe even a stretch move up to 14,827. But certainly we're making that move right now. Uh, Crude oil continues to languish down here after that break. Of course, we had our support at 71.19, and we've sat around there for the most part after a run up to almost 72 and a half. Looking at the S&Ps, we're at 43.54. Same thing, we mentioned this yesterday on the profile. We had 43.55, so it looks like we actually went up to 43.56 and 3/4. So we certainly moved higher there. Take a look at the gold market. We did get that close above 1818 twice. We're starting to ease back again. Remember, our resistance had been 1834. The high yesterday, 1835. Ease back from that. Bitcoin continues to languish here. We've actually pressed those lows at 31,578. Seems to be withheld. Overall, you can see here, NASDAQ got up to 14, looks like 14,815. I certainly would have been tempted had we made that run here at 14,827. Just as almost like a value at that point, because then you look for it to potentially rotate lower. The concern is on Friday is that we continue to move higher here, and you might get a push. It's been relatively quiet if you look on here. Not much volume. Here's that high up here. Been pretty sparse. Taking a look at the economic calendar. We do have a CPI at the top of this next hour. That's Eurozone CPI. And then coming to the States at 8:30 Eastern, we will have retail sales and Canadian wholesale sales. And then at 10 a.m. Eastern, we do have business inventories and Michigan consumer confidence numbers. With that being said, we will go on and start the analysis. Just updating the chart here out of the screen. Take a look at the euro dollar. So the pair pulled back on Thursday from the reversal move that we saw on Wednesday. You see that Wednesday, then Thursday we paired back. The pair remains open to a test of 1748. If we're going to take out these stops here, that's a weekly level. On a move below the stops, resistance on Friday will be 1862. So we're trapped in a very tight range, 1748. Well, that's 1862. Moving on to cable. So cable, after challenging 39 even earlier, we see that on Thursday, then retreating 70 pips into the close. Support on Friday will be 37.79 with resistance at 38.75. So 37.79. And resistance will be 38.75. We got a little bit of that reversal. We kind of checked this thing back in, and we'll have to see whether or not. Of course, cable's in a better position than euro, but whether or not being a Friday, we just want to lean into those stops. Let's go on and move into the Aussie dollar. Look at the Aussie. They closed below this key 74.25. We'll take a look at this on a weekly. And you can see that level right there. Potentially we can come down here. So Aussie closed sub 74.24. That's actually 74.27. Aussie closed sub 74.27 on Thursday, opening the door for a move to 73.65. You can see that right there in the weekly here, which will be the support on Friday. Resistance will be 74.52. And it's going to be 74.52. And on to the dollar yen. Looks like we're peering back a bit here on S&Ps, and we're seeing the NASDAQ also pair back. Let me see right there. As I said, I would have liked to have taken that on the value if we had made that run up here to 27. Didn't quite make it. 14 is pretty close, but it looks like we could have maybe pushed those stops further. So the dollar yen posted a minor reversal after holding a 970. You can see here. Support on Friday will be 986 with resistance at 1019. 986 with resistance at 1019. Onto the cash dollar index. We have dipped back with us to the tune of 30 pips right there. See right here. Take a little pullback. Because they just goose those stops. Still, I would have liked to see that push a little bit further. Although, as I said earlier, I thought that would be a value short. Once again, just for a pullback, and certainly we've seen that pullback. Onto the cash dollar index. So the dollar index closed positive on Thursday as bids accompanied the pullback in equities. Resistance on Friday will be 92.83. You can see we're pushing up higher. With support at 92.15. And let's go ahead and move on to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin once again held the 31,578. We're looking on the daily for the close on Thursday. A challenge remains on Friday into the close of the week. A break of the stops opens a move towards 29,204. Resistance will be 32,837. Well, we're still, this 31,575 has been holding overall, but man, we are trying to press that. And you gotta wonder if maybe they just go on and break that. Well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna go on and go with that in case they do. And resistance, we will take a look at 2-hour chart. It's gonna be right there, 31,921. On to the S&Ps. So the S&P futures broke below 43.50, but managed to hold 43.43 for the day. Let me take a look at the daily close. See right there. Support on Friday will be 43.27, followed by 43.15. Resistance will be 43.57. Well, lo and behold, that's where we ran out of gas. How do you like them apples? 43.57. And I came up with that from the profile. Move on to Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq, we did close above the critical 14,810 resistance, as I indicated to you. We were just referencing that. Will be 14,827. If we got beyond that, 14,863. Actually, right there, 14,880. Support in the meantime would be right there, 14,733. We can take a look at the profile. Hmm. Let's go with that, 14,616. Oh, was on the right page? Gonna go with, just in case you didn't see that, right there, you see that? The pop from down here. So it'll be 14,616. Onto the gold market. So gold maintained its close above the breakout level of 1818. Resistance remains 1834 with support at 1818. So boom. We'll try to pare back a little bit. Looks like we came back to So far, like what, 1822-ish, I guess. And lastly, let's go on to crude oil. So we are trading the September crude. So crude remained on the downside for Friday after challenging the 72.50 area. Remained on the downside. For Thursday, I meant to say. After challenging the 72.50 area and fading. Support for Friday will be 70.71. Let's see what the low's been. Not too bad. 70.86. So 70.71. And resistance. What did we have? 72.17. And there we have it. There is the bias chart for today. We'll get that posted into the room. And thanks for joining us here on the European Crossover webinar.